Bush Camping Tools here. We're on one of our neighbours' properties now, and they've kindly let us come down to the river, which is great. Beautiful creek here. Just look at that pristine creek. Got a bit of hot wire there because of the cattle, these guys here, and moving around. So yeah, it's just to keep them out of the creek. Anyway, we're going to go see what we can find in the creek here. Well, this is really, really nice. Look at that, beautiful. Look out for snakes. Bush Camping Tools here. Well, we're out and about on one of our neighbours' properties, and it's really, really nice. As you can see, we've got this fantastic creek running down through there on a basalt bedrock and that, and pristine waters here. We might be able to see some platypus if we're lucky, I think, further down in the creek, and we're going to see what wildlife we can find around the place. Yeah. So all of those that you don't know that are not from Australia, this is a good old Aussie wattle tree. Here, this is what, we've got this beautiful yellow flower, part of the Aussie bush, the wattle. Yeah, anyway, yeah, let's get moving on. I see some wild guavas up in here. I'm trying to get them. This thing here is a wild guava. That's it there. I don't know whether it's going to ripen, but we'll check it out. There's a lot more on there. It's full of water in here. Aussie bushes, you can just find food floating around if you know what to look for. This is a lily-pilly fruit, syzygium, and this is completely edible. It's come down from a tree up in there, more than likely, in the rainforest. Yeah, so there you go. When we're looking for some crays in here, we'll see what we can see. Lots of baby fish in there. People say that everything is dangerous in Australia. Animals, insects, they're stinging and biting and can kill you and stuff like that. Well, I'll show you something which is not dangerous but hazardous here. And it's not the only place in the world, but that's this grass here. And we like to call it razor grass. And if you grab a hold of this, and it often grows around creeks and swampy areas, and I made the mistake of grabbing this when I was a kid once to stop me falling down a waterfall. So it was preferable not to fall down the waterfall. I slipped and I grabbed a hold of a bunch of this like this, and it slipped through my hand. Anyway, as the name suggests, it's got a lot of silicaceous cells in the outside, and it's like a knife, and it just cut my hand to pieces. There it is there. You can see it growing there and behind over in there. And it's all around here in this creek. Yeah, so that's good old Aussie razor grass. Yeah, let's move on. Go check these yabby thingies. Yeah, okay, so this is a wild guava tree. These are not even Australian, but somehow or other the seeds have escaped from, you know, like really wet around here. I saw some on here. I'm going to try and get them. This guy in here, hiding in here, and we'll take him out. He's probably hoping that we wouldn't see him. He's quite cold. A little baby water dragon. Oh, let's get him. You know, don't want to hurt him. Oh, oh, oh! He's trying to hide in there. He's hoping that we didn't see him in there. I don't want to break his tail off. There he is there. Oh, 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 there he goes. So he's a little baby. You see that guy? Don't get too close to him. He's a little baby water dragon. And these things grow about a meter long. You know, easy. I've seen them easy about a meter long. So we're going to put him in here. You can find them everywhere. They're all up and down the east coast of Australia. Yeah? Beautiful. Yep. Eastern water dragon. Alright, we're just going to put him back in there. Okay, so this is another lily pilly. This is a tree that grows on the riverbanks here in eastern Australia, and here's the fruit. It's all over there, and this fruit is quite edible. There may not be much meat on there. Let's just see. Sometimes it's scarcely anything, and it's quite tart, but you can make jam from it. You can make cordial, and there's lots of seeds. You see them all over lots of fruit all over the place, and they're identified by this purpley color like that. So that's a lily pilly. Yep, and they're ripe, ready to go. We could collect them actually and make some jam from them. Maybe we might do that. Right. Junior Bush Camping Tools just came across this, and if the cameraman turns around and points the camera slowly up there, we're going into the rainforest now, heading into the rainforest. And he found this in the creek over here. Let's have a look at this. This is actually some old lawyer cane. Some stuff I've been showing you on previous videos, and this stuff is really good for making many things, and this is long since dead. It's been washed out of the rainforest up there. Let's have a look at it, and we'll just cut some of it off so you can see it. Some's already broken here. This is quite good, this. Cut a cross section of it. Just come in here. So here it is here, right? So there's no pith to it as such, and this stuff can be used to start a fire with, and that by a friction fire, by rubbing if this was thin enough. Yeah, but all sorts of construction, weaving baskets. So when we're talking about weaving things, you could weave this stuff together. Let's just do some of that just while we're talking about it. We need 3 pieces, and we can like plait this stuff. It's pretty strong, you know. You see this here? It's pretty strong. You see that? You can bend it, and we could even bend this into a hoop, if you like. Let's see that. I don't think that's going to break. No. And we've automatically got, let's tie this underneath there. We've automatically got a hoop that we can do something with, right? Okay, like that. So that's the lawyer cane, but it's not out here. If you just film down there, it's not around here. There's no forest here. It came from out the rainforest, way up here, being washed down the river, and yeah, that's where we got it from. Yeah, lawyer cane, very handy stuff if you can find that in the forest. Okay, so this is really easy bush tucker here. Makes for a you know, a break in the monotony of food. You can make sweets out of it as long as you've got some sugar. Whereas you don't have to have any sugar, but just look at that there. There's a lot of them here. We'll get a handful of them, more than a handful. And boil them up. Back at camp. Here's another, this is another, you know, the same invasive species I just showed you before. This is a guava, South American plant. You know, probably broke out of cultivation in tropical fruit farms in Australia, and you can be found on the east coast in the rainforest regions where there's a lot of sunlight here in this creek bank. They don't mind creeks, they don't mind a lot of water clearly. They're quite strong rooted, but you know, if you're here at the right time of year, as we were, you can take fruit off of these things. This is too small, but the bigger trees, yeah, with the trunk maybe that big, lots of fruit off them, and they're delicious. Alright, so on the water's edge, on the creek banks, and that's a snake skin in there, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, we've got this, look here, put these on suns in my eye. This is lamandra. Again, we'll try and take something from out of here. There you go, and this here, that's a bit dirty, that's a bit tough, that one. Let's get a one that's not so tough. You can eat this, it's like a pea. Oh, it's all pretty dirty, and it's dirty because it's been flooding here in the creek, and so it's lots of dirt in there. And these are like peas, if you can get them. Let's see. Right, let's see. This is probably dirty too. Yeah, this is too dirty. This is too wide, but you can eat the bottom parts. These are too tough. We need some small ones. Okay, so got one here. Just busted one off. This is a clean one, and you know, you eat the end of it, it tastes like raw green peas. You'd have to eat a lot of it, but you know, it is vegetable matter, lamandra, grown on the creek banks. Just imagine the force of the water here to pile this up in the trees you see here. I'd be well underwater. All this here. Okay, I don't want to put my foot on a snake here. It's nice and hot. Perfect snake weather. There's supposed to be platypuses in this big pond.